Good evening. The time is now 6:04 p.m. We'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Ms. Perry, can you please call the roll?
Mayor Stephanie Dalton. Here. Vice Mayor Holly Berry. Here. Commissioner Jamie Fairbanks Hardy.
Here.
Commissioner Terry Holmes.
Here.
Commissioner Hayes Wilkinson.
Okay.
Thank you. For today's invocation, please join me in a moment of silence to reverently collect our thoughts, pray, and ready ourselves for this meeting and the duties to which we have been called. Thank you very much. Now, Mr. Branham, will you please lead us in the pledge?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, welcome everyone. I wanted to start by saying that I received a shout out for City Manager Martin Branham from a Red Bank neighbor after he saw Mr. Branham picking up trash at the playground right after he had finished running the moon pie race. So I just wanted to say thank you, and we appreciate your dedication to our city, Mr. Branham.
Thank you.
On May the 6th, Director Slay, myself, and one of our small business owners who's part of our steering committee for the Tennessee Downtowns program attended the welcome meeting in Nashville. It was really great. We got introduced to the other 6 cities in our cohort. We already started learning about resources that we will get to tap into solely because we are part of the Tennessee Downtowns program. I'm really excited about the access and opportunity that we and our small business owners and property owners will have through this 2-year program. It's really going to be a game changer for us as a city in economic and community development and in how we can promote and support our local business ecosystem. So I'm really excited to just see this continue forward. Thank you to the dozen or so community members who attended our budget town hall last week. Our staff did a great job with the storyboards, providing summaries of their budget requests and answering questions. And I just want to say we really appreciate the folks who were able to come and listen and learn with us. And thank you to the volunteers who showed up for our rescheduled earth cleanup this past Saturday. We were a small but mighty crew of about 12. And together we picked up at least 14 bags of trash and other assorted items like PVC pipes, car bumpers, and more. We have a food truck Saturday event this Saturday, May the 23rd from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m. This is our second scheduled one. Our first scheduled one had to be canceled due to inclement weather. Hopefully that won't happen again. We do have new election dates to be aware of. They're a little ways out, but the first one to just have in your mind is that the voter registration deadline for the Thursday, August 6th county and judge general election, as well as the primary for the November 3rd election, is July the 7th. From our local schools, I want to say to our students and school staff, we hope you all have a wonderful summer. I attended the Red Bank High School Senior Awards Night and wanted to say congratulations to Sierra McFarland, who received this year's Red Bank Citizens Scholarship Award. She was the valedictorian of the 2026 graduating class and will be pursuing a degree in computer science at Tennessee Tech. And big congratulations to the entire Red Bank High School graduating class of 2026. More than 95% of seniors graduated, and they earned more than $2.3 million in scholarship awards. So way to go, Red Bank Lions. And speaking of graduations, congratulations to the City of Red Bank's own Stormwater Supervisor, Lewis Brill, on his recent graduation from UTC with a master's in public administration. And congratulations to my son, who's promoted from 5th grade today. And that's it for me. Next, we have a commissioner's report from Vice Mayor Garrett.
Thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to give a shout out and thank you to volunteer and Red Bank resident Don McKenzie, who was out today on the new Gazi Ridge Trail, helping the city begin the process of managing invasives at the new site. If you haven't had a chance to check out Gazi Ridge yet, it's right across from the community center, and my favorite part about it is that it's fully shaded after the first 20 foot of the entrance. So it's a really great place to hike as we're going into the warmer summer months. I wanted to give an update on the Red Bank Community Fridge. It is up and running. If you're not familiar, this is an anonymous 24/7 resource for our community located at the Red Bank United Methodist Church at the rear entrance facing Reading Road, nearest to the tennis courts. It consists of a cabinet, fridge, and freezer where anyone can donate fresh, frozen, and shelf-stable items and kind of take them as needed. I continue to be blown away both by the generosity of our neighbors in stocking it and the clear demand that our neighbors have for this resource. The fridge and pantry have been stocked and emptied again multiple times just in the past couple of weeks. I've been monitoring it again. Okay, so if you have anything to spare, if you can pick up a few extra items when you're out shopping, please consider dropping them by. And of course, if you need food, I can't always guarantee that there's something there because of the demand, but it's always worth checking and seeing if you can get what you need there. If you are considering donating, some of the items that go the fastest include fresh produce, any kind of dairy product, cheese, yogurt, milk, frozen prepared meals, and toiletries go almost immediately. Canned goods are lasting a little bit longer. For safety reasons, no opened, expired food, raw meat, or home-cooked food can be accepted. Speaking of food assistance, the next Red Bank Community Food Pantry is this Thursday, May 21st from 4:30 to 6 p.m. at Red Bank United Methodist. It was touched on briefly during the budget process, but in case there's anybody here that may have missed it, I just wanted to reiterate there is a tax matching program, a tax relief matching program with the city of Red Bank as of last year. So if you or anyone you know, anybody watching online, may be a member of the 4 eligible categories: the elderly, disabled, disabled veteran, or surviving spouse of a disabled veteran. The city of Red Bank will match property tax relief for anyone who qualifies through the State of Tennessee Property Tax Relief Program. For more information and to find out if you qualify, you can call 615-747-8871 or email TRInfo, tax relief info, at cot.tn.gov. That's it for me. Thanks.
Thank you, Vice Mayor. Next, we have a report from Commissioner Fairbanks.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Remember our veterans who have stood by our country and our armed forces. There is a memorial service at the downtown Chattanooga Veterans Graves on Brooks Claw Avenue Monday, May 25th at 11 a.m. I attended this morning the Chattanooga area leadership prayer breakfast with several Red Bank officials for an encouraging message from Tennessee retired astronaut Butch Gilmore. My next Listen and Learn will be Monday, June 15th from 6 to 7 at Mr. Brito. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have a report from Commissioner Holmes.
All right, thank you for coming out and watching online. Hope everyone enjoyed Mother's Day and made new memories or reflected on memories, mothers or mother figures in your life. As mentioned, Food Truck Saturday is coming up and hope to see you there. Food trucks and music are more than revenue and eating. They create a third space where people can gather, relax, see others, and know that there are people who want to have community, and you can decide whether or not to spend or not spend. We are fortunate to have this for Red Bank, especially those that can walk or ride from their homes. Please continue to support Red Bank events. Please visit redbanktn.gov for budget information, questions, answers to your questions. Thanks to those that attended the town hall at the community center last week. If you missed it, the information presented is on the website. Thanks to city staff for their comments and visuals related to the budget services and capital improvement plan. As the temperature increases, please keep yourself and neighbors and pets safe. Check on each other and ask if each other needs help keeping cool. Finally, I hope all students and parents of school-age kids have a great summer break. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner. And finally, we have our report from Commissioner Wilson.
I think you guys got it pretty well covered. Nothing for me tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. Next, we have our city manager's report, Mr. Brandon.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Commission. Paving and striping work is commencing on Dayton Boulevard from the intersection at Browntown and Wickley and continuing north to Gad. This project will run a month or so. For more details and updates, see our Facebook page. Also note the temporary closure of Kids Corner for repairs beginning Monday and continuing for a few days. You can also track this on our Facebook page. The call for nonprofit micro grants is officially open and will remain open until 26 June. Yes, please check out our Facebook page for more details. The budget process has kept us all very busy these past many weeks, and tonight's first reading is a welcome milestone in the annual cycle of city operations. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Brandon. Next, our consent agenda, which contains the May 5th, 2026 meeting minutes, as well as the May 12th, 2026 budget town hall meeting minutes. Approval of a contract amendment with Barge Design for the Bicycle Boulevard, authorization of an agreement with Embark Construction for a sidewalk extension at the dog park, proclamations for Public Works Week, National Police Week, and Peace Officers Memorial Day, and authorization to accept the 100% non-matching HIDA grant. Are there any items that the board wants to move to the regular agenda for further discussion? If not, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as published? Motion from Commissioner Holmes, do I have a second?
I'll second.
Second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any discussion? Any comments by the residents present? If there are no comments, we'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have no unfinished business, so we'll move into public hearings. Item A, request by owner applicant Josh Barr to rezone 1106 Ashmore Avenue from R1 to RZ1 residential. And then open this public hearing. Mr. Fan?
Thank you, Commissioners, for reviewing these recent incremental development requests. The applicant of this rezoning request from R1 to RZ1 is Optimum Offer LLC, represented tonight by Josh Barr. They own 1106 Ashmore, which is a single-family detached structure built around 1944, and the adjacent parcel, which currently has no structures on it. If you look at the zoning map, you can see the RZ1 zone has been applied in this neighborhood before. Much of Coker Circle to the east has been developed in the RZ1 pattern, which allows for lots to be established at a narrower width than the R1 pattern. Some of the benefits of approving this rezoning are gentle density infill in a neighborhood that is near the Dayton Boulevard commercial corridor and housing availability near the White Oak Connector and Stringers Ridge Park. The applicant's intention is to leave the existing structure at 1106 and subdivide and build 4 lots to the south of it. The Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval of the rezoning. I believe we're going to maybe make some tweaks to the ordinance that's in front of you regarding the condition, but we will definitely have those corrected by the second reading.
Thank you, Mr. Fan. Is the applicant present?
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Barr, step forward.
Hi there.
Thanks for being here. Can you tell us a little bit about why you're here today?
So my name is Josh Barr, and I'm the owner of the property. And it feels like a great opportunity to add a little more single-family housing instead of just adding only one additional single-family house on the current vacant lot next to it. And so the idea is to build some smaller single-family residential around 1,000 to 1,200 square feet and keep them in the affordable rent price or affordable sale price.
Okay, so they might be for rent or for sale?
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Do you have any questions? Okay. Thank you so much. We'll go ahead and open it up for public comment. Mr. Bannon?
Thank you, Mayor. We are now in a public hearing for the matter before us. Please note these guidelines for speaking. Initial comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, and the city recorder will operate a timer. If time expires, please respect her direction and conclude any comments. Comments should be addressed to the board as a whole and not to a particular commissioner or to city staff or to the audience. Public hearings allow citizens to share their views, which helps the commission make informed decisions. At the discretion of the mayor, some dialogue on the matter may be allowed. While dialogue may be permitted, the principal purpose of a public hearing is to listen, so questions may go unanswered and issues may remain unresolved. At this time, citizens are invited to the podium to speak. Please begin by stating your name and address.
We have no comments. We will close that public hearing and move on to item B, request by Chattanooga Engineering Group to remove the single-family requirements from multiple properties affected by ordinance number 23-1235. We'll open this public hearing. Mr. Van?
Thank you, Mayor. This zoning amendment is to address a condition that was placed on rezoning ordinance 23-1235, which rezoned the Strawberry Lane subdivision from R1 to RTZ in 2023, but prohibited any use other than single-family detached structures. I've included in your packet the original ordinance so you can see exactly the language that we used at that time. The applicant has requested to amend the ordinance so that they can design a single-family attached housing type in the subdivision. This would not only address a lack of gentle density housing in the area, but would also mitigate the steep slope disturbance on the property. After reviewing the minutes from the Planning Commission and City Commission meetings from 2023, considering the comprehensive plan recommendations for infill and close corridor development, as well as the potential future growth of the Low Water Road corridor, and hearing public comments on this amendment in April, the regular session of the Planning Commission, the Planning Commission unanimously recommended approval.
Okay. Is the applicant present? Please. Introduce yourself. Tell us about.
I'm Jason Craven. We're the owner of Washington Investments and Larkin Homes. Share a little bit about why we're recording there. So when we first came and rezoned this, we were looking to add density, but we were restricted to the single family. As we begun engineering and development on there, the back corridor of this seemed to be a better use for townhomes for density because of the slopes. We proposed having some townhomes to increase the density in that area so that we could preserve the slopes in the back area. If you drive down Low Water now where we're starting the first single family homes, you'll know why we want to preserve it. There's been quite a bit of disturbance up the hill off of Low Water. So this will allow us to actually contain the footprint, but also allow us to lower the footprint of those townhomes to maybe do 2-2s and make more affordable for access. They are for sale, they're not going to be for rent. So it's a way for us to diversify and help build that community. It just helps with engineering and making everything more compact, preserving, since we're the test case of the steep slopes. We want to make sure we don't so.
So they would all be townhomes attached?
No, just in the back portion. We have the first in our proposal plat, I don't know if it was in your packets that we presented, the first front of Low Water and then down Strawberry is all single family. And then when it gets back around the quasi hammerhead curve, then it becomes townhomes. It goes tucked into that back area. So we want to try and preserve as much of the greenery screens between those areas.
Thank you. Any further questions? Okay. Thank you very much. Then I will now open it up for public comments. The same guidance applies as Mr. Branham read for the previous item. So if you want to give a public comment, please step forward now with your name and address. Comments, we'll go ahead and close that public hearing. Move to item C, presentation of the proposed FY 27 municipal budget ordinance for first reading. I'm going to open this public hearing. Mr. Bruno.
Good evening, Commission. And Tracy will pull up my slides. I'll begin by orienting you to the budget materials before us. The slides that are up here now are in the work session packet, and the budget ordinance 26-1308 is in the regular session packet. The ordinance contains all the same information we've been discussing throughout the FY 27 budget process, but is now formatted in accordance with comptroller's requirements for submission to the state upon adoption after second reading. Thank you, Casey. So here's what I'll cover tonight. We'll look at the dates, how we got here. We'll recap the budget materials. I will present some highlights of the FY 27 budget. Always good to refresh ourselves on our mission, vision, and goals. We'll look at the process and end on a quick touch on our organizational profile. So the budget dates. We are down there at Green on Tuesday the 19th. We have worked through 4 budget workshops, and we recognized 3 residents who attended all 4. Each committed at least 8 hours to understanding our budget process. Then we had open discussion at the work session on the 5th. We had the budget town hall, and here we are at the 19th at the first reading. I like to characterize the month of April as discuss, the month of May as discern, and the month of June as decide. So there's over 140 pages in total of budget materials that have been produced, and well over that if you count all the PowerPoint slides. They are all available at our homepage. There's a budget button on our city's homepage. You can scroll down to the FY budget development, and there's just a treasure trove of resources there. I'll highlight a few of them. This is my budget message. You'll hear directly from all 6 department directors. There's the FY 27 budget estimate, which is essentially a 22-page spreadsheet. It's very hard to interpret. So we've developed an accompanying guide to the FY 27 budget estimate, which really helps you navigate the 22 pages of spreadsheet. I commend everybody to read our 37 pages of Q&A. That gives you a lot of background information. Why do we have the number of police officers we have? What's happening with fire? What's going on with the personnel changes? That's all detailed in the Q&A. We have some special exhibits. The FY 27 Capital Improvement Program, the first ever, the Jobs Bright Grade, what everybody in the city's making. And we also added, the last thing we just added this week was the proposed use of debt as a standalone memo. We've talked a lot about that, and it's embedded in various documents, but we like to have a specific document that just says, what are we going to borrow money for? And that's now up there. Over 140 pages. Now I'd like to take a minute and really provide some detail of what are some key aspects of the budget. There are 3 themes throughout the proposed FY 27 budget. They are invest in infrastructure with the city's first capital improvement plan, or CIP. Invest in our workforce to attract and retrain great employees, principally with a 2.25% cost of living adjustment, a 2.25% COLA as compared to the Social Security COLA of 2.8 and the just announced City of Chattanooga COLA of 3%. And sustain city services, ensuring excellent municipal services from all 6 departments: police, fire, public works, community development, administration, and finance, and court. In these next 3 slides, I will highlight the key components of this FY 27 budget. This budget includes a 16-cent property tax increase in FY 27. Folks have asked, what does this mean? Well, the impact of this 16-cent increase in real dollars is unique to each particular property and each taxpayer. But I did the math on my own home in the north of Red Bank near Alpine Crest. For my 3-bedroom, 1,800 square foot home, I have an assessed value of $94,200. A 16-cent property tax increase for me and that specific property equates to $150.72 annually, or $12.56 per month. For me, I find this very reasonable for the excellent services I receive, the wonderful and ideally located neighborhood I live in, and particularly in an area where I pay no state income taxes. But that's just me. I offer my personal situation only as a means to make this conversation real. The 16-cent property tax increase will set the property tax rate at $1.29 for FY27. This tax rate is specifically identified in Section 8 of the budget ordinance. It's worth noting that we remain significantly below the property tax rate of the city that completely surrounds us. Theirs is $1.93, nearly 50% higher than Red Bank's. We are paying about 2/3 of what they pay. This budget, like all recent budgets, is fine-tuned to address all 5 commission goals. And we remain competitive as an employer of choice for the 2.25% cost of living adjustment for all employees to keep pace with inflation and continue to attract and retain top talent. For additional COLA information and other budget background information, please see the FY27 budget Q&A document on our website. Personnel adjustments are an important part of every budget. In addition to the COLA, the budget proposes an overall reduction of 1 staff for a total of 84 full-time employees for FY27. Additionally, we are redeploying 1 staff to Public Works in anticipation of greater demands on the Streets Division as they fulfill their duties to both streets and parks. We have reclassified 4 employees due to significant changes in their duties, including Public Relations Manager, IT Director, Parks and Capital Projects Director, and Municipal Planner. This proposal also includes market adjustments in several areas due to market changes, including police, fire, laborer, and court clerk classifications. For more detailed information on these personnel changes, please refer to the budget Q&A on our website. For a second year, the budget sustains the Red Bank 100% match of the state portion of property tax relief for approximately 138 Red Bank residents in the tax relief program, which assists qualified taxpayers over 65, approximately 116, and all 100% disabled veterans, approximately 20. Altogether, the total budget estimate for Red Bank's property tax relief match is approximately $26,000. This tax relief program is widely viewed as a very effective means to help qualified Red Bank residents stay in their home who might otherwise struggle to make property tax payments and could be at risk of losing their home. To our knowledge, Red Bank is the only municipality in Red Bank to offer this property tax relief. The proposed budget sunsets the CARTA paratransit service at the end of calendar year 26. Unfortunately, the costs per trip are rising significantly. With the funding formula remaining fair plus municipal contribution only, there is no way to sustain the service without additional revenue support. Given where we stand currently, this budget ends our participation at the end of December 2026. This budget creates the city's first ever capital improvement program, or CIP, with a 5-year planning horizon from FY27 to FY31. The CIP is where the road meets the road on parks, facilities, vehicles and equipment, and transportation projects, and the necessary resources. The CIP roadmap will shape the Red Bank of tomorrow and can also be found on our FY27 budget webpage. Overall, this budget sustains a level of municipal service delivery excellence across all 6 departments: police, fire, court, administration and finance, public works, and community development. And just to remind ourselves, we have worked very hard to stay mission focused. We have, the city of Red Bank is a safe and thriving community with an engaging, transparent government that builds on our rich history, provides excellent and efficient services, and welcomes all. And we do all this with an eye for the future. Red Bank strives for a vibrant, growing, and inclusive community by pursuing excellence, enhancing safety, celebrating our neighborhood character, and stewarding our natural landscapes. And for the 5th year, we have a set of commission goals, and attainment of these goals is embedded in our various department budgets, and particularly the public works and community development budgets. Every year we follow roughly the same process. We have a series of budget workshops. This year we had 4. I provided the budget estimate on the 28th of April. We had a conversation at that point about the property tax rate. We had our first ever budget town hall, and any ordinance in the city of Red Bank requires 2 readings. This is the first reading. The second reading is scheduled for the 2nd of June, and upon passing of the second reading, it becomes the adopted budget, takes effect 1 July and runs through 30 June 2027. Our CFO, Pickle, must file the budget in a very specific format, and that format is found in the ordinance before us, with the comptroller within 15 days of adoption at second reading. And I always love this slide just to conclude. This is the team that's going to get it done. And I don't ever want to forget the people on the lower left, our key partners, businesses, agencies, nonprofits, and in some cases individuals who are force multipliers for the city staff. And also shout out to our city commission and the 7 citizen advisory boards that we have appointed who do amazing work to help us deliver our municipal services. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. All right, we will now take public comments.
My name is Nam, I'm at 3526 Lamar. I appreciate all the individuals who came up to me to tell me about the tax relief program. As a social worker, that was the first thing I looked at when the house was still in my mother's name. However, she's a spring chicken and does not consider us a senior citizen yet, so that disqualified her. I came here not really to speak for my mom's house, because like I said, I covered their property tax for years now, and I can afford to cover it. I came as a social worker because I know that there are individuals very similar to her who cannot afford it because the property tax would account for 10% of their fixed income or more. I love the idea. I hate to call you out, Martin. I know it's reasonable for the majority of us sitting in this room for the property tax, but Martin, your salary is $130,000 a year compared to $16,000. That's, a drop in the bucket. So what is reasonable to us, including myself, is not reasonable to those who are on a fixed income of under $20,000 a year. So yes, again, I could totally rebudget my, my spending for my Netflix and my Chipotle to afford to cover my mom's property tax for many years to come, because she lives 9 houses down from me. We're very fortunate that I can walk to my mother's house, and she's very fortunate to have a daughter that can cover her property tax. But there are elderly individuals who live nearby her who do not, who should be retiring, and they're at retirement age, but they still get up every morning and work, because she tells me about them. And she's like, talks about how it breaks her heart that they still have to work because they still have a mortgage, they still have to pay property tax, and how fortunate she is to have me to cover it. So I'm here not for my mother, not for her house, but for all the people who are still working. The irony that we have a community fridge. We have a community fridge now in this community for free food, because obviously in this community, there are families that can't afford to purchase food, and they have to go to a fridge to get it. Thank you, Ms. Beck.
Becky Wilson, 3523 Lamar. I also appreciate all the information. And again, I just want to
reiterate that, a lot of my neighbors, they've lived in this, neighborhood, they lived in Red Bank their whole life, they didn't just move here from other places, and, 6 figures is quite a lot of money, for most people, in our community. And again, I don't think that this tax, raise is very good for our community. We just have a lot, some people that maybe can afford it and others that cannot. So maybe we need to do something about that.
Thank you, Ms. Wilson.
Is my 2 minutes up? I'd like to also talk about zoning and all these duplexes and townhouses.
That you will be able to give comments on items not on the agenda at the end of the meeting.
Gotcha, thank you.
Any further public comments at this time? We'll still have an opportunity to give comments before we vote. Okay. If not, we'll go ahead and close that public hearing. Move on to new business. Ordinance number 26-1306, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending the zoning ordinance and maps of the city to rezone adjoining properties located at 1106 Ashmore Avenue from R1 residential to RZ10 lot line residential, subject to certain approvals. First reading. Do I have a motion to approve? A motion from Vice Mayor Berry. Do I have a second?
A second.
Second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. The applicant was here during the public hearing. Do we have any further discussion at this time? Are there any comments from the residents present? Thank you, sir. Okay. There are no comments. Ms. Carey, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on first reading. Moving on to ordinance number 26-1307. An ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, amending ordinance 23-1235 by removing a certain permitted use condition with respect to the properties located at 169 Linda Circle, tax map 126C, group C, parcel 040.05. 201 Lowwater, tax map 126F, group B, parcel 003. Unaddressed parcel on Linda Drive, tax map 126C, group C, parcel 040.01. 167 Linda Circle, tax map 126C, group C, parcel 04006. 194 Strawberry Lane, tax map 126F, group B, parcel 004. 171 Linda Circle, tax map 126C, group C, parcel 040.04. The unaddressed parcel on Signal Mountain Road, tax map 126F, group B, parcel 002. And 173 Linda Circle, tax map 126C, group C, parcel 040.02. First reading. Do I have a motion to approve? I have a motion from Commissioner Holmes. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, I have a second from Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey. Any further discussion at this time? The applicant was here during the public hearing. Any comments from the residents present? Okay, there are no comments. Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Who made it first?
Yeah, Commissioner Holmes.
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
Yes.
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on first reading. Moving on to ordinance number 26-1308, an ordinance of the Board of Commissioners of the City of Red Bank, Tennessee, adopting the annual budget and tax rate for the fiscal year beginning July 1, 2026, and ending June 30, 2027. First reading. Do I have a motion to approve?
I will.
I have a motion from Commissioner Holmes,
I'll second.
second from Commissioner Wilkinson. Any further discussion?
Since April, so.
We have talked about this, yes, a lot, but, if there are no comments from us at this time, are there any further comments from the residents present? Okay, if there are no further comments, Ms. Perry, can you please call the vote?
Mayor Dalton,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Barry,
Yes.
Commissioner Fairbanks Harvey,
No,
Commissioner Holmes,
Yes.
Commissioner Wilkinson.
Yes.
Motion carries on first reading. Moving on to citizen comments from Red Bank citizens on items not on the agenda. Mr. Branham.
Thank you, Mayor. This is the time for citizen comments. Please observe these rules. Comments are limited to 3 minutes or less, and the city recorder will operate a timer. If time expires, please respect her direction and conclude any comments. Comments should be addressed to the board as a whole and not to a particular commissioner or to city staff or to the audience. The commission is here to listen, not to respond or engage in back and forth, so please do not expect a reply during citizen comment. Citizens are now invited to the podium. Please begin by stating your name and address.
Peggy Road, 3102 East Avenue. First off, I'd like to thank Public Works. They did a good job in front of the store and up and down our area through there. It looks really good. Keep it up. All the weeds are gone. Appreciate that. The other comment I want to make is I run into a lot of people having business, living here for a long time. And that whenever the tax thing comes up, okay, all I get is, why go down there? Why go? It doesn't do any good. That's the comment I get the majority of the time. And I'm disappointed that there's not more that have shown up, but can't control that. That doesn't help if they don't come and comment. So but that is the most common comment I get. So that's it.
Thank you, Ms. Rowe.
Any further comments? All right, if no further comments, do I have a motion to adjourn?
I'll move it.
Do I have a motion from Commissioner Wilkinson? Do I have a second? A second from Vice Mayor Barry. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries.